Hi my dear students, myself Sachin. I am continuing the topic of superelevation, that is last part of the module 2. Now let us start off with the superelevation. What do you mean by superelevation? We have already learnt in a school level already, that is nothing but whenever a road is in a curved section, in this case inner edge of the road will be in a lower level compared to the outer edge. Why we need to provide this type of the superelevation in the curved roads? Because in horizontal curves, super elevation is most essential to avoid the skidding, because in this type of the horizontal curves areas there will be application of centrifugal force. So that centrifugal force will be the distraction to the movement of the passengers, nothing but while moving in a speedy direction, or in we are changing the direction in the vehicle. In such cases the inner elevation of the road should be less and outer edge of the road should be more. This whole procedure is called as an super elevation. Now let us start with the definition. In order to contract the effect of the centrifugal force or to reduce the tendency of a vehicles to overturn or a skid, this one is the most important, to avoid a overturn or a skid, so that the outer edge of the pavement is raised with respect to the inner edge. There will be a slight increase like this compared to the outer edge and inner edge. That is known as an super elevation or cant. That is known as super elevation or cant or banking. Usually the super elevation is expressed in terms of E, nothing but E. E is known as an super elevation as the ratio of height of the outer edge to inner edge, or you can call it as an outer edge to the horizontal width. E is equals to outer edge to horizontal width is known as an super elevation. So here it is clearly written E is equals to E into B, that is nothing but elevation. E is equals to E will be super elevation, B will be the base or width of the road. So here you can see the car is moving, like inner edge is literally low than the outer edge. Here we are applying the trigonometric terms, that is resolving into a two components, one is the sine, another one is the cos. While deriving the equation we can know about this type. Next, analysis of super elevation. What are the analysis should be taken? The force acting on the vehicle or moving on a circular curve R is usually radius in terms of meters and velocity or nothing but speed is in terms of meter per second. The centrifugal force will be P is equals to W into V square divided by G into R, that is known as an centrifugal force, and the weight is always acting downwards, that is W, that is weight of the vehicle, and it is always downward through the CG. CG nothing but center of the gravity. Now super elevation can go through the expression W sin phi plus F into the bracket of W cos phi. Sin and cos are nothing but the horizontal and vertical components. Cos is a vertical component and usually sin will be the vertical horizontal component. You can see here cos theta and V sin theta, like that. Here we are applying the super elevations. So first see here, W will be the weight of the vehicle into sin alpha. Alpha is nothing but angle, this angle, W sin alpha plus F into W cos alpha plus W V square divided by G into R. What do you mean by W V square divided by G into R? We have already learnt W V square divided by G into R will be nothing but, this whole term can be written as P, nothing but centrifugal force. So W V square divided by G into R into sin alpha. While solving, sin theta divided by sin alpha divided by cos alpha, we can write it as an tan alpha plus F is equals to V square divided by G into R. The whole term can be shifted to the right hand side, dividing by the cos alpha on both sides. So tan alpha nothing but, usually tan alpha value is almost 1 is equal to, so we are taking E is E plus F is equals to V square divided by G into R. So why I am taking tan alpha is equals to E here, nothing but 1 minus F into E. The almost the value will be 0.99, so we are making it as an 1. So the total final equation will be E plus F is equals to V square divided by G into R. F is nothing but a frictional coefficient. If we are considering E plus F is equals to V square divided by G into R, whenever V is in terms of meter per second. Suppose we have converted V in kmph, nothing but kilometer per hour, the expression will be changed. Actually this is E plus F is equals to V square divided by 127 into R. Actually this is a wrong. Usually we have written a V square, while converted into a PPT it will be little changed. That is E plus F is equals to V square divided by 127 into R. Read it as E plus F is equals to V square divided by 127 into R. Next, E will be rate of superelevation, that is tan theta. F will be the design value of lateral friction, as already told, coefficient of lateral friction, usually taken as a 0.15. V will be the speed of the vehicle in meter per second. R will be the radius of the curve. While taking acceleration due to gravity, 9.8 meter per second. Next, what do you mean by maximum super elevation? In case of the heavily loaded, usually super elevation, if we are providing more super elevation, that will be affected for the slow moving vehicles, because we have provided a more super elevation. If we are moving in a bullock cart, that may be a problem to the movement of the vehicles. So there is a limitation for providing the super elevation. That is clearly mentioned. If heavily loaded bullock carts and trucks carrying a less dense material like straw or cotton, the center of the gravity of the load vehicle will be relatively high. We can see in the road, in sometimes the lorry is completely full with the loaded by the cotton, that whole part will be moved to the one side. That is nothing but the side CG of the vehicle will be transferred to the concentrated at one end. The center of the gravity of the loaded vehicle will be relatively high, and it will be safe for such vehicles to move on a road with a high rate of super elevation. Because of the slow speed, centrifugal force will be negligibly small in case of the bullock carts. Hence, to avoid the dangers of topping such a loaded slow moving vehicle is essential to limit the value of maximum allowable super elevation. So the super elevation can be reduced up to, for a plain and rolling terrains, for snow-bound areas it is around 7%. On the road of the snow, maximum super elevation up to 10%. If it is a urban roads, nothing but a maximum super elevation we are providing only 4%. Next, minimum super elevation. Why we need to provide a super elevation? We have provided a maximum super elevation, that's right. Why we need to provide a minimum super elevation? Because of whenever the rain starts over the road surface, continuously the water can be stored on the road surface. To avoid that, the water should be easily drain out, nothing but drain out the surface. If we not provided the super elevation, that cannot be happened. To provide a proper drainage, super elevation is essential. So we can see the definition. From the drainage consideration, it is necessary to have a minimum cross of the drain. So like small type of super elevation, the water can be flow easily like this. This is known as a minimum super elevation. Again the expression is same. First one, E is equals to 0.75 V square divided by 127 into R, and again read it as E is equals to V square divided by 225 into R. That is nothing but 75% of the design speed. If we are considering a design speed is 100, here we should take around 75. Next, calculation of V. E is nothing but a super elevation that is less than the 7%, nothing but 7 divided by 100, you will get a 7 into 0.07. For check the efficient friction of the developed maximum value, E is equals to 0.07. That is why we need to deduct with total value speed v into 127 into r minus 0.07. If you are considering with the frictional coefficient resistance E plus F is equals to 0.07 plus 0.15, that the whole is equals to V square divided by 127 into R. That is, if allowed the speed is calculated above the higher than the design speed, then the design adequate provides a super elevation E is equals to 0.07. If the allowable speed is less than the design speed, the speed is limited to allowable speed. Attainment of split off into two components. First one is the elimination of the crown, the embedded section. So assume this is our road area. We need to cut the outer edge. That is nothing but we are deducting the outer edge to minimize the super elevation. That is nothing but elimination of crown of a cambered section. Second one is crown shifted outwards. See here we are shifting the crown outwards. See here and the previous one. Here the crown is like here, and here we have shifted the crown. But by doing this we can shift the super elevation or nothing but a cambered section. Disadvantage. What is the disadvantage? Small length of the road or cross slope less than the camber, and drainage problem is outer half. For the second method, disadvantages are large negative super elevation on the outer half. Driver have a tendency to run the vehicle along the shifted crown. Next, rotation of pavement to attain a full super elevation. Totally there are two methods again. First one is the rotation of about a super elevation, depressing the inner edge and raising the outer edge by each by of the total amount of the super elevation. Refer this. The depression of the inner edge is depression, and the raising the outer edge here. Second one, here we can see this clearly, raising the both center as well as the inner edge as well outer edge. There are two methods to attain the super elevation. So okay, let us see with the first one. Rotation about the super elevation, depressing the inner edge and raising the outer edge. This is normally doing the super elevation method. Advantages: earthwork is balanced, nothing but while we are assuming we need to construct a I will draw here. This is our area, so I need to provide a road like this. So here I need to cut the earthwork for the filling calculation. Here I need to fill, here I need to cut. Then we can provide the smooth vehicles. So earthwork is balanced. Second one is vertical profile of super elevation can be remain unchanged. What are the disadvantages? Drainage problem, depressing the inner edge the below general level. Next, second one, attainment of super elevation. Second method, rotation about the inner edge as well as an outer edge. Nothing but here we are providing the both edges are above than the center level. Here no drainage problem. Advantages, but disadvantages, additional earth filling. So here we need to fill here also and here also. Total two cases we need to fill the earth filling. The super elevation of the pavement is also raised.